talk about the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Buffalo Bills last night. And guys, Sunday Night Football gave us an all-time classic in week 1. Guys, the Buffalo Bills came back from a 15-point deficit in the final quarter to beat the Baltimore Ravens 41-40. Josh Allen once again put the league on notice with the performance for the ages, while the Ravens fell into the same trap that has haunted them for years. Guys, the Ravens had this game in their hands. Derrick Henry was unstoppable. Lamar Jackson was efficient. The defense looked good at times, but it just wasn't doing enough. And then, in the fourth quarter, it all unraveled. Josh Allen threw for 251 yards in that quarter alone, the most he's had in a single quarter, and he's become the fastest player since at least 1978 to throw 250 yards and rush for 2 touchdowns in the same frame. Guys, that is history, folks. That is a game for the ages. But why did the Ravens not have Derrick Henry back on the field for the last 3 minutes of the game? That is the question that has haunted the Baltimore Ravens for the last 2 seasons. Why is Derrick Henry not on the field the last 3 or 4 minutes of every game getting the ball? Guys, that is the question that everybody is asking right now. Derrick Henry was by far the best player on the field for Baltimore last night. He rushed for 169 yards on just 18 carries. That is an insane 9.4 yards per carry. He had 3 explosive, huge runs, 2 touchdowns, and he was clearly wearing down the Buffalo Bills defense. But then came the fumble with just about 3 or 4 minutes left in the game. Ed Oliver ripped it out, and the Bills turned it into points. That hurts, no question about it. But instead of going back to their workhorse, John Harbaugh and the Ravens benched Derrick Henry. He never saw the field again. I get the thinking, right? I understand. Protect the ball. Don't risk another turnover. But that's not why you brought Derrick Henry into Baltimore. You traded for him to close out games exactly like this one. He's been a closer his whole career. Sitting him in crunch time is like killing their offense. But it also showed the Buffalo Bills that the Baltimore lost confidence in their best player. After that fumble, guys, the Ravens had 2 possessions. They punted both times. Without Derrick Henry, they had no identity, no threat. And the results, they lost a game that they should have won. Understand that. They lost the game that they should have won. Matter of fact, I tweeted out, Josh Allen threw that interception, which got overturned to not be an interception. It was 40-25 at that particular point. I'm like, oh, this is done. This game's over. Guys, when will the Ravens learn how to close out games? When will the Baltimore Ravens finally learn how to seal the deal? When will the Baltimore Ravens finally ever put that final nail in the coffin? Because the last 2 seasons, the last 3 or 4 seasons, they have not been able to do that. And yet again, last night they repeated it. So guys, let me ask this question to you guys. Should have Derrick Henry been benched or trusted to finish the game? That is the question. Do you trust Derrick Henry to close out the game, or do you go to bench him because he fumbled for the last 4 minutes? Guys, you brought Derrick Henry for a reason. Let him finish. Alpha Rob says Henry was probably gassed from all that running. Gassed or not, he only had 18 carries. Gassed or not, Derrick Henry is King Henry for a reason. Derrick Henry, let's just be honest, was running all over that Buffalo Bills defense. Yes, they had a couple big stops. Joey Bosa had a couple big stops, right? Ed Oliver, obviously with the punch out, had a big stop. But you give Derrick Henry the ball in between the tackles. Let him run. Let him run. Make the Buffalo Bills use their timeouts. Rear out that clock. Let them know. Because the Buffalo Bills were done. They were chasing points. They were chasing the 2-point conversions. Couldn't get it. Chasing another 2-point conversion. Couldn't get it. Hell, did they end up going 3 of them? I don't know. I don't care how gassed Derrick Henry is. You have Hill back there. You have Lamar Jackson. And you have Derrick Henry. But what do you choose? You decide to pass the ball. You decide to pass the ball. Incomplete pass. Stop the clock. Give the Buffalo Bills a chance. Turn it over. Punt the ball all the way. Like, come on. And Old Man River says, hell yes, Derrick Henry should have gotten the ball. That's a fact, brother. That is a fact. But the Baltimore Ravens, they can be up with 30 points with 2 minutes left to go, and I'm going to pick the opposing team every time. Because Coach Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens don't know how to close it out. I don't know if it's poor coaching. I don't know if it's offensive coordinator coaching. I mean, obviously it's poor coaching. But I don't know if it's Harbaugh or the OC or somebody else is like in his ear. Do they have like a 2-minute coach? I don't know. Either way, the Baltimore Ravens can't close it out. Up 15 points with 4 minutes left. 3-score game. And you lose. James Frakes in the chat says, what up, y'all? It's in their DNA, Buck. Remember where the Ravens come from. You absolutely trusted Derrick Henry. He's King Henry. The only running back I'll take over him is the one and only Saquon Barkley or a prime Nick Chubb. Right there's the writing on the wall. James is a Cleveland Browns fan. James knows about closing out games. But yet the Baltimore Ravens just can't do it. Guys, why cannot the Baltimore Ravens close out games? Seriously, why can't they do it? Matter of fact, I posted a meme last night. There were 6 or 7 games when they had a 2-score lead in the fourth quarter and they lost the game. Just the last 2 seasons. Just the last 2 seasons alone. Wrap your heads around that. Wrap your heads.